What's your own toxic trait? Do I have to pick one? Going through this thread has made me realize that I may just be a toxic person. I can relate to so many. Legit. Reading other people's and being like I do that has made realize I'm a walking red flag and worse than I thought. Quick to judgment. This is me. And I have zero patience for people that I think should know better. I'm great with kids and young adults though. Yeah, for some reason I feel every adult should know everything I know, even though sometimes I F up and don't know something. I'm never angry or impatient with children though. I don't remember things that don't benefit me. How do you seriously deal with this? I really hate this part of me. I have an understanding wife and my mother is a social worker for children with disabilities, so I have a good network around me that understands. Otherwise, reminders for everything on my phone. My life improved when I started keeping notes on my phone. I really should expand the idea to more than shopping lists, birthdays, and such. I'm very irritable and that really pisses me off. Edit. Thanks everyone for showing concern. I'm generally right as rain. I was mostly being facetious. Mostly. I feel this one hard. The worst part is that as I get older, I realize that it's rarely to do with the other person/situation, but just my own anxieties playing out in unhealthy ways. Man, I always get angry at other people for little reasons, and then after I absolutely feel awful and ashamed. Trying to find a way to be more relaxed and laid back, but it's hard. Same. When I'm in public like at the market or even driving. I hate everyone around me. Every little thing they do annoys me. Everything. They walk too slowly or get in my way or they're too loud, and I don't want to feel that way, but I can't help it. I struggle with this too. And I think the hardest part is that I'm mad at them for not having the same standards that I do for my behavior. Like I try extra hard to be as unobtrusive as possible. So when someone else infringes on one of my senses, I get upset that their scale for acceptable behavior is lower than mine. It's like if you're following all the rules and then find out that no one is following the rules, and you wasted all of your time trying to be a good person, and these people breaking the rules aren't facing any punishment or consequences, and are sometimes even getting ahead because they broke the rules. It probably has something to do with childhood trauma and being publicly shamed for not following rules. I have a bad habit of not trusting other people to do things right. This is a tough one because it feels very validating when you do catch someone effing up that you were prepared for because of your suspicion. But you have to weigh the cost of suspecting everyone to both your relationships and your mental health against the advantage that you get from suspecting people and removing that vulnerability. It's a legitimate decision to make. I also do this. The thing you need to watch is confirmation bias, or being a busy prophet. It's something my grandma always does. First you worry about anything and everything. Then, inevitably, one thing does go wrong. Yes, you were right about that. But you've already forgotten all the stuff that went right. It's not that the worrying is validated, it has a terrible record of being right. It just has a few positive cases because of how prolific the worry is. I hold grudges and I can be quite petty sometimes. My girlfriend and I laugh about how petty and competitive we are. But I laugh much more. Ha ha ha. That is pretty funny to me. Ha 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 ha. Thanks. Definitely, I can relate. But I'm laughing way more too. I'm really bad at keeping up with people I'm genuinely interested in getting to know. And when on occasion I succeed, I can't help but feel I'm being creepy. This one gets me. I want friends. But I feel creepy and overbearing when I follow up and text after a few weeks. I can just imagine them looking at their phone and thinking, how can I let this conversation die quickly so I don't hurt her feelings? And also don't have to talk to her. I can't help but feel this is a symptom of social media. Our interactions are all over medias, and personal interactions outside those platforms feels invasive. Yay. Definitely I used to feel this one. I think it must come down to low self-esteem. But I started getting over it when a friend of mine told me to just reverse the roles and say to yourself, how would I feel if this was me receiving this message? It's almost always a positive when someone reaches out emo. I agree. I feel great when someone I haven't talked to in a while reaches out. I think those little petty comments I always heard people make when I was younger about other people have stuck with me. Talking about people behind their back negatively affects everyone, not just the victim. I'm late night scrolling, and my brain can't think of any good input, but just want to say I feel this 100% and it's nice to know I'm not an anomaly. I absolutely feel my social confidence was completely undermined hearing people talk nasty about people behind their backs. It's toxic as all hell, and is no fun. I don't understand why people do that. Sorry to hear you struggle with this, but your awareness is surely a great step in developing that skill set. Hope it is for me too. Thanks for sharing. My toxic trait is thinking that my self-awareness of my toxic traits cancels them out. Too loud. I'm terribly sorry. I'll be quieter next time. You are aware of how loud you are, but will be just as loud next time. Got it? You understand me? Yes. Overbearing and I need attention. I jump to conclusions. I'm self-aware and have made great efforts to combat these propensities. Yeah, I've come to realize this myself. Starting to try and go through a cognitive behavioral therapy book to try to deal with some of that right now. Only on week 1 of 7, so I'm hoping to better myself. If I may ask, could you tell us the title? If it's good, I would be interested in reading it too. The book is called Retrain Your Brain, Cognitive Behavioral Therapy in 7 Weeks. It's kind of a therapy workbook thing. You are supposed to work through a section a week and do some things outside the book it tells you as well. In case anyone is liable to not do the exercises. Do the damn exercises. The benefit of CBT is 90% in actually practicing the concepts repeatedly over time till they become habit. I'm unmotivated. I'd much rather daydream all day than do literally anything. Also me before ADHD diagnosis. It made me really sad. Meds give me some of the energy I need to get moving. Does ADHS make it hard to concentrate or commit to stuff? I work as a graphic designer and quite often I find myself just staring at the screen and doing nothing. I like designing stuff, but sometimes I feel like I just can't continue on like that anymore. My mild social anxiety doesn't help either when dealing with clients. I admit I haven't really done any research on ADHD, so for some reason I thought it was about hyperactivity or something. Lastly, everything I said about myself is just some stuff I've noticed. I don't have any diagnosis on myself or anything. I might need to eventually get some help, but at the same time it feels kinda awkward asking about it. I never ask for help because I think I can do everything myself. And I insist that I can do it even though I can't. I'm right there with you. The only exception being not because I think I can do it myself, but because I have to, if that makes sense. Like, I've never been able to rely on anyone's help because I just have to figure it out for myself. Or else I'm a failure and feel judged. It's caused a ton of stress in life. But on the other hand, I've been able to pull myself out of S-tier situations and have a little pride in that. But I don't think it's necessarily healthy. Life is tough, and it takes its toll when you do it alone. Yeah, I can't rely on anyone else, and I feel like no one listens to me. So it's my way. By myself lol. I'm always very angry. I don't even know why like 99% of the time. I meditate. I exercise very frequently. I go for walks. Try to keep a peace of mind, but even on my best days, where I feel fantastic, there's always some sort of fire that just burns inside me, makes me be high or snappy at its most tame. Genuinely don't even know what to do about it anymore. I struggle with constant anger too. I found a method that helps a lot. Not sure what it's called, but I remember it as a rabbit hole approach. Anger, fear, grief, and care. When you're angry, take a minute and go through these 4 stages in order. I'll take you through an example of mine. 1. Anger. First. Why am I angry? My therapist implied I like feeling superior to others. 2. Fear. What fear does that bring up? Fear of being perceived as high, arrogant, unlikable by others. 3. Grieve. What are you grieving that made you feel that way? I used to behave this way when I was younger, and my family didn't stick up for me or help me through these feelings. I didn't know how to stand up for myself and put a wall up. I felt alone then, and I'm feeling alone now. 4. Care. How can you care for yourself through this grief? I can say to myself, you didn't deserve that. You deserve someone there to guide you and help you. Life is complicated, and you're not a bitchy person. You can work on this, and it doesn't make you a bad person. Hope this helps. It's been life changing for me. I either overvalue my role in other people's lives, or I self-isolate and want nothing to do with anyone. Edit. There's no shame in the medicine game. If you feel like it's out of control, I simultaneously have low self-worth and a feeling of superiority to other people. Oh yeah, I'm horrible. Like super duper awful, but other people are way worse. Like way worse. I ignore things that cause me too much stress until they become urgent and serious. Yes, my old go-to of nurturing minor problems into major ones. If it's not the due date, then it's not the due date. This should be on an ADHD motivational poster. Due tomorrow? Do tomorrow.